All right, ladies and gentlemen, appreciate your patience in the delay. The League Pro Draft tool was literally down for a few minutes there in typical Riot Games fashion, but we're back for a big game 3 here. I am AJS0, coming at you guys with my wonderful co-casters, 30 and Slender Dan. Guys, how's it going?
It is going pretty well.
Wait, what?
What?
What the fuck?
I'm just kidding. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to leave the casting to the pros here. I'm excited to see a good game.
Goodbye, Dan. I love you.
User disconnected from your
The fact that you didn't notice him hop into the channel just made that. That was
Oh my
beautiful.
god, I'm gonna cry. This is like one of those moments you see in documentaries. Oh my god. Oh my god.
When we're playing footage at your wedding, we have this recorded on the internet. I'm really happy.
Thank God.
So, I think we're good to go.
Yeah, stream's ready, guys.
Alright, so we are going to cut into this draft here, so thank God we could use the Pro Draft tool. So coming up, holy shit, I didn't be my caster notes. I am Garbage the Clown. But we have KIKAS coming up against Pot of Greed in what could be a really huge game here. KIKAS trying to keep the tie for first alive, which they can do by winning. Going up against Pot of Greed, who have looked consistently inconsistent all season. And I think this should be a really exciting matchup to watch. We're going to get to see Camer go up against the Mighty Wolf. And we all know what those two guys can do in the bot lane. So I'm hoping we get to see it. But we are blowing through bans here. As nothing too surprising coming out.
No, nothing too crazy. I like the Ivern ban. Bora Bora is really showing why he's the premier Ivern player in the SBL. I mean, I think it's only Thor that might have picked him otherwise.
Has maybe Wang?
Yeah. Oh yeah, Wang played it.
I can see you stifling your laughter.
Yes. Thank you. Yeah, so he's been really impactful on that pick. So it's a pretty good target ban out of Pot of Greed here. First pick overall, though, gonna be Zach going over to Bora Bora, which I believe is a pick he's already played previously this season as well, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe
yes.
not.
Bora Bora has he's played Zach once. There was quite a bit earlier this season, week 3, in their win versus this very same team. Which, if you're going up against Camer, you're probably planning to dive the boy who maybe doesn't always respect opposing dive. Zach could be a solid pick. But Pot of Greed going with 80 carry and mid for their first 2 picks. Not a super common strategy, but not super surprising. Caitlyn, you can pick that blind. And Phoenix Blaze has been much better on the Ziggs than not on the Ziggs. He's played that in 4 of his 5 mid lane starts.
Yeah, really good comfort pick there for Phoenix Blaze in the mid lane. Not really the biggest takeaway, just really securing it for themselves. Thrifty not known to be a very big Ziggs player, if at all. He performs very well on some more aggressive picks. But yeah, Caitlyn Ziggs in this meta right now, very, very good.
Speaking of Thrifty Senpai picks, we got Poppy and Zyra coming out. That Zyra could be a flex because if you did not notice, Soulst Bread looking to be starting in the support lane. Don't know if that was a Zorb's unable to play situation or maybe a roster decision made by KIKAS. But that's Soulst Bread, and if he's not going to play Zyra, we know Thrifty Senpai very, very capable of playing that Zyra. Probably one of the most famous all-time SBL power picks. So a nice flex early in this draft as we start the second ban rotation where the Mighty Wolf's Twitch going to go.
Yeah, another good band there. Loving the bands from Pot of Greed so far. Really all good target bands, and these champions that... Well, actually, they might have thought, with the Lulu thing, they might actually thought Zworbs was playing tonight. But Lulu, overall, just a really good support pick right now.
Yeah, one of the highest priority picks in the game at the pro level on the current patch.
Mm-hmm.
Something a lot of people didn't catch right away. But really good ban Jace there, targeted at Purple Pickle Pie, who has looked a lot better when he's played the Jarvan and the Jace than anything else. So we might be seeing his champion pool tested a little bit tonight. I mean, he's obviously got a big champion pool, but
yeah,
in his non-Jace Jarvan games this split, we've seen Shen, Kled, Maokai, Fiora. Not so great on the tanks. pretty solid on the Fiora and Kled.
Yeah, but the thing is, he has to pick a tank this game. I don't see this composition going any other way with Caitlyn, Ziggs, and Graves already locked in.
Yeah, that Graves, that's a Beamonomics special, but that is a that's a bad pick. By the way, the last ban going to be Braum here. But yeah, no, I do not like that pick out of Beamonomics. He needed to. You were right. He needed to play a tank here so they could free purple up to play damage, because that's Pot of Greed's win condition is purple going off, and you don't go off on a tank. And ooh.
Oh, wait a minute. That was Tara?
Okay. That was not singed. I'm a lot floppier than I was a moment ago.
Okay. So, for clarification, yeah, that last ban from KIKAS was Braum. And then that singed pick is Tarek. I swear to God, this thing cannot be as broken as these team captains make it seem like.
I think Pot of Greed just screwed up and they bailed themselves out in chat there with the singed pick. But we won't go into that. I'm not the commissioner, and that is not my problem anymore.
If it was inclined, I could enforce this, but it's a web page. So anyway, we're done with the draft. Wow. So surprise! We got a Kled pick here for Purple Pickle Pie.
Yeah, so Tarek gonna be the only source of tank coming out for Pot of Greed there. A lot on failed down his shoulders. He's gonna have to be careful not to go checking into as many bushes as he has been lately. But I like that Kled pick out of purple. You know, fuck the team comp. You have to carry. Pick a carry. And he went off when he played Kled earlier this season. The 6-1-14 game. It was a win versus the one-trick bronies. So I mean, he was only up against On the Win, but 6-1-14, man, that's a pretty damn good scoreline.
Yeah, and he's on what is, in my opinion, another snowball-heavy champion. Jarvan and Jace are pretty definitive snowball champions, especially when played in the top lane. Kled, I think, really does the same thing. Like, he can kind of be a lane bully. He could have some weaker lane phases against maybe a really strong top jungle duo. But once he gets going and he starts building like that first damage item into maybe some tankiness later on, if he gets that going well ahead of his curve, it can be pretty devastating. His ultimate, along with his team, can really coordinate for some team fights. Just getting some people back in the draft here. We actually started the draft with only 9 players. So we're shooting for 10 players on Summonership this time around.
That's a good goal.
Yeah.
You know, bronze 4 players are still players.
That is true. Well, something I want to bring up and maybe get your opinion on is this Varus Alistar lane. And Varus, I know people thought, like, with his nerfs and like sort of the itemization changes, he might go away, but I think people are just building more attack speed. He's just kind of a very traditional attack speed Varus now, not that very heavy poke damage Varus that we used to see.
Yeah, I haven't watched the builds too carefully, but he still has been one of the most contested picks on the current patch in Pro Scene. It's just he hasn't been as contested as he was before when he was, 100% basically in the earlier parts of the split.
No problem.
But he's still been one of the most popular AD carries.
Hesitation.
Yeah, and just with the Alistar though, it's Alistar is really a champ you don't see a lot nowadays either.
I have to assume it's just Soul Spread's small champion pool. I mean, we were saying earlier, bronze 4, if you guys
That's
were
true.
unaware. You got to assume that they're not going to be able to play many champions, and at that point, just screw the meta.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a trial by fire. I've never seen a bronze 4 player playing against the camera before.
Yeah, going into this game tonight, I was thinking of the bot lanes like, maybe we got the, the Mighty Wolf versus Cammer rematch here. And then, two support players who might not be playing up to their full potential as far as the season has gone so far. But now it's all screwed up, man. We got Zorbs out of the game, slow spread in, and now it's a huge mismatch. Like, Camber and Failed Destiny can expect nothing less than complete domination of this lane.
Yeah, especially with the Caitlyn pick. I mean, Varus is going to be, a decent laner, but this is Caitlyn we're talking about. Caitlyn versus a melee support. I know at Failed Destiny, we've been hard on Failed Destiny all season, but even at a bad game, this is really the game where Failed Destiny needs to say, like, hey guys, like, I'm not that bad. If you can't have a good match, if you can't look good versus a Bronze 4 player, I mean... Whew,
yeah, I know. The thing is, though, it's almost like kind of a reverse mind game there, because everyone's expecting you to do well. So there's actually a little bit more pressure that way. But yeah, you're right. It's simple mechanics of League of Legends here. You gotta be able to outplay a guy like this. Gonna be interesting to say the least. I mean, I just hope for KIKAS's sake that Cambridge just doesn't go off based on this bot lane mismatch.
I don't know. There's also a part of me that wants to see Cameron get a kill at like level 1 and level 2, and then just see like how creatively he can put the game in jeopardy in mid game.
Yeah, and I mean, let's talk about that mid game positioning that he's had all season. KIKAS maybe drafting a lineup that could try to find him in the back line. I mean, it's not the hardest initiation in the game, but you still have Zach, who will always get the party started, right? And then Poppy with the follow-ups.
Exactly. Zach, who can jump over your entire front line, and Poppy, who has no fear of being stopped on her way there. And then you have, even if Soul Spread's playing poorly, whether he's playing Peel or Dive, Thrifty Senpai's going to be able to set up a lot of Peel on his own on that Zyra for him into Mighty Wolf. And these guys have been excellent at team fighting all split. If they are not at a gigantic deficit, they're going to be in this game.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, without a doubt. If this game, goes to that hyper late game scenario, this more traditional front line with backline team comp from KIKAS, I think, can perform extremely well. And, I mean, you have Thrifty and the Mighty Wolf as those two damage threats. And as they've shown in previous weeks, they are no slouches when it comes for their time to shine and deal the damage. So how do you think this jungle matchup goes? Well, let's talk about, I guess, memeonomics right now. Everyone in Twitch chat really seeming to have the personal vendetta against Zach here. So, no, we were talking about villains earlier. Is memeonomics a villain?
He's like... I'm trying to think of a good analogy. He's like that villain that you never take seriously, and you just kind of laugh when he shows up, and he's like, no, I am going to be bad, trust me! And then he just ends in the enemy jungle instead. Like he's comic relief. He's comic relief.
The comic relief villain. Ah, okay.
Yeah,
that's a definite archetype. You're right.
Yeah, that's been memeonomics. On his best day, he's a better jungler than TSM Bora Bora, but his best days are pretty rare.
Yeah, and I mean Bora Bora performing very, very well over the course of the season. This is his rookie debut here in the SBL.
Yep, this is his first real pre-med experience as far as I am aware. Not super highly rated player. I mean, he's currently only in Silver 4, but he definitely has not been close to the worst jungler in the league. He comes in, he does what his team needs, and he gets them to a point where Thrifty Senpai and Mighty Wolf can carry, which is a huge deal. Like, those guys are fucking fantastic League of Legends players. Just let them carry. There's a lot of junglers that will throw the game away before it gets to that point, but Bora Bora should be happy with the way he's played.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. And like you said, he's been playing the role that he needs to. And this entire team this season, like you said, it's revolving around these two damage threats, Thrifty and Mighty Wolf. And can we build the composition, and do we have the players and smarts to bring them the support to get them there, to get them to that 20, 30 minute mark? Where Thrifty could be calling the shots and they can win team fights decisively through their mechanics.
And speaking of Thrifty, I am so excited to watch this Zyra. It's been a long time since he's picked Zyra in an SBL game, it feels like. Something that maybe a lot of people have kind of forgotten about.
Yeah, I think it's just because maybe he forgot about it too, because it seemed like in prior seasons of SVL, like if you led Zyra through, and every team did it. There's always one token team every season that tests that water, and then never again. completely banned out, shut out forever. But even in the 10 ban system, Thrifty has just thrived. He just has shown so many other good picks that Zyra's actually lower on the list this season.
Yeah, well, and part of it has also been Zyra's been in the meta as a support pick, so a lot of teams have been able to pick Zyra against him.
Very true.
So, and he hasn't been willing to blind pick. He's not going full salvo like, hey, is it open? Take it first overall. But he hasn't needed to because he's played so well on other picks.
Right.
But I mean, this is still, if we're talking about SBL history, this is the SBL power pick. Like, this is the greatest player champion combo all time in the SBL. And every season, it seems like he always has one of those games where he shows up and just hard carries from about minute 2.
yeah. No, without a doubt. Yeah, and I actually said it earlier in the Twitch chat. It's really just Zyra right now, and kind of throughout maybe last SPL season, but this season especially, Zyra is such a huge pick because, like you said, it's in the meta. Ooh, Memenomics with the smart ward there, almost face checks 5. Because, like you said, it's in the meta, it's good in support and mid lane. There's just a lot of players, Cruz, Thrifty, and then pretty much all of the support players outside of Failed Destiny, I think, have picked up Zyra to some extent. Because she just is that powerful.
Hey man, are you telling me Failed's 3-10 Zyra game last week wasn't quintessential Zyra?
Oh, well, legitimately didn't know he picked it last week, but
well, don't worry, that guy. Some casters come to work prepared.
That is true.
Minions have spawned.
Wow. Well, I mean, he's on that tank game, so
yeah,
he's all about them tanks.
It's the only game where he hasn't played a tank this split. It's been a lot of Nautilus Braum. He has played Taric once.
Windspeaker's Alistar. Let's comment on that. We in Twitch chat. That is that's something. I don't know what that would, if that's the preferred Alistar support pick. But I think it's been done in the past too. I know a lot of the Chinese and Korean supports back in the day when I played this game more religiously. It was all about Thunderlords being the aggressive support pick for Alistar. But Windspeakers was pretty good back when his heal was better. Not the best nowadays, but it can get the job done. It adds a little bit more sustain to the lane, which they might need here.
Yeah, you know, it's 2 minutes and 15 seconds in and Soul Spread hasn't died yet, so I think they're happy with how this lane has started.
We're doing it. We're going big, but Memenomics, he's going big on the early jungle invade here, but he gets spotted out. Has to try to respect it, dodges the damage from Thrifty here, and he'll walk to safety with Thrifty Senpai there. Bouncy Mom's going to go wide. So, almost turned out real bad there for Memenomics, but it's going to respect the enemy team.
I thought for sure he was going to have to flash there, but makes it out without having to. And really just nothing happens on that play. Nothing gained, nothing lost, so...
Yeah. I guess he's maybe just seeing how much he could get away with there. Maybe hoping that, I don't know, Bora Bora started in somewhere else and did some other weird route where he wouldn't be picking up that blue at that time. But not going to be the case today.
Is he surprised that a mid laner collapsed?
I don't know. I don't know what you can expect against Thrifty Senpai.
Ooh, but we can't play Thrifty Senpai going forward into the face of danger.
Oh!
First blood, the Phoenix plays, but the Auto's gonna force the trade.
Oh, but it's the first blood. That's what matters, man. They get a little bit of extra gold in the pockets for Pot of Greed. I don't know. Thrifty kind of seemed lost in that fight.
That was a really weird fight out of Thrifty. Yeah. But he does get a better wave out of it. And he does still have his flash. I love how it's like Thrifty, so we give him so much benefit of the doubt that I'm trying to justify in my head him giving up first blood.
It's all part of a master plan.
there's worse ways to give up first blood.
Yeah. It's good that he answered it back. It'd really be a strange world if that wasn't answered back.
Yeah, that seemed pretty comfortable too. He didn't even need the passive.
Yeah, no, actually, if anything, he still has flash though, so he might have actually came out personally. He came out ahead.
Well, and that's what I mean. If he can get a kill here soon, as Camera taking a lot of damage from Mr. Wolf.
Yeah. Hail of arrows, man, hitting the double hail of arrows. That's juicy. But looks like health being traded back on ADC in support oppositely on this lane.
Oh, but Soul Spread taking a big stun. He walks into the trap there. Heal has to come out onto Mighty Wolf to save his support. I was just about to say 4.5 minutes in and Soul Spread hasn't died, but he
Well, boy, that was close. Yeah, the summoning heal was absolutely needed there. One auto away from death, it appears. Camera, though, he's showing respect. I thought, honestly, he was going to try to flash in and do some of those crazy plays he does. This is to pick up those kills that seemingly shouldn't be picked up, but not going to be today. Pulverize lands on Failed Destiny, just some poke damage on the way out. Oh, man, yeah. Mighty Wolf, he's also doing a really good job with this.
Mighty Wolf is playing super well in this bot lane in a bad situation.
Yeah. Oh my god, they're just gonna get into that auto battle. Wow, Camera getting extremely low. He was taking so much crit damage. Oh!
This is the Pulverize, and now he's in danger. Exhaustion's coming out of Failed Destiny. All of the summoners are blown. The stun just barely gonna miss. And now it is a 2-flash advantage for the POG bot lane.
Wow, that... Everyone was playing with fire down
Meanwhile,
there.
in this mid lane, the snare hits onto Phoenix. Oh, he's in a lot of danger.
Yeah, barrier is not up yet, but it's really close. No health pots, though, for Phoenix play, so that's going to send him back home a little early there. But yeah, this bot lane, they're really playing the edges of life and death here. Oh, but Zach is down here. TSM Bora Bora.
And Bora Bora's in, gets the knockup onto Failed. Now Soul Spread gets the combo off this time. Failed Destiny has to flash out his Camera, trying to pick anybody apart, but not going to get it.
So they're answering back. The flash is gone now for the support from Pot Agreed. Soul Spread had to make the very careful walk back to his tower there. He had to weave through all of those traps. But
dude, new Caitlyn's scary, man.
Yeah. Yeah, that headshot damage is no joke. Especially even early on. It's just to be snared for that amount of time with Caitlyn damage is scary at any stage of the game. But yeah, Camera gonna take a little bit of control in this lane so far.
But those other lanes, we're seeing more substantial leads coming out as Scotch, in typical fashion, he's going to be down about 2 waves when Purple catches this wave. But Thrifty Senpai up lots in the mid lane. Not a whole lot of gold because in first place, only up 200 gold, but that's also a 2-wave lead.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess really at the end of the day, I'll bring up some gold here for the champs, but yeah, honestly, well, it's actually more substantial lead for the top lane from POG than the mid lane for KIKAS, but that might change here.
This is a really interesting place to watch the lane because both of these guys got items to prevent them from lane freezing, so we could see some. It can be tough to capitalize in terms of how they manipulate the wave at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it might mean something too where TSM Bora Bora goes here. He's looking for mid lane pressure here. He's gonna get spotted out by the ward and Memenomics. Yeah, and he'll have to get out of there. Bouncy Bomb and some mines laying down some damage. Thrifty, he's playing really close here. He's gonna land the snare on the Phoenix Place. The ult comes out, the flash ignite. Will it be enough Ziggs? Oh, it's gonna miss. Good flash out of Thrifty to avoid that damage. Now Bora Bora and Memenomics are in the fight. He has to flash out. Purple Picklebite, he came in from the top lane though on this Kled. And they will pick up an easy kill on Bora Bora.
Why did... Oh, but in the bot lane, the Mighty Wolf takes this stun. He does not have a flash available. The flash forward on the kill, but a beautiful headbutt out of a Soul Spread.
Oh my god, there's just mayhem everywhere now.
That was so big for Mighty Wolf to make it out there. They did not want to give up a kill to this Caitlyn.
Yeah, it's all about containing Camera at this point for the bot lane. Just making sure he is not getting these free kills without something else being contested back. But mid lane, so now he's 2 kills up for, just 2 kills to his name for Thrifty Senpai on the Zyra. Getting the best of Phoenix plays once again. Oh, this pressure. They got the tower call. They're going for the tower dive. Camera's actually taking tower aggro, and it's gonna fail. The headbutt pulverize comes through. He's gonna take another tower shot on the way out. He's so extremely low, but he will really get the auto, and he will through the exhaust. But Memenomics comes through with the collateral damage to trade the kill back. Still spread in a really tough spot. He might be able to just walk this one out. Not gonna be enough. Yeah, he's gonna get stunned up. Kill going over to Memenomics. Meanwhile, top lane Purple Pickle Pie. He's got the health pot ticking. Will Scotch not go for it? Flash E, and it will. There's the auto. Scotch coming alive.
Yeah, not used to seeing Scotch get solo kills. This game really exploded really fast. Holy crap.
Yeah, and I don't. What did Purple do up there? I guess I would just love to know how he got so low, or just the amount of disrespect.
He's still tilted because Meme stole his kill on the Zac earlier, and so now he can't focus on trades anymore. He's gonna start inting. He's gonna say in all chat, "This is what you get for take my kill, stupid jungle. Please report."
Yeah. Zac actually with the Memenomics. There's another Zac in the game. 3-0-0 on this Graves.
That's so weird. Zac is versus Zac right now.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, so TSM Bora Bora, he's invading on that red side for POG. Lays down some vision there, so they're gonna be able to track Memenomics if he goes to the top side. Maybe giving some more some safety to Scotch and Not, so he can start to thrive in this matchup up there after that solo kill. Gonna pick up the chain vest for him on Poppy too, so gonna try to do his best to mitigate all the damage coming out from Kled. Memenomics, he's going for that solo dragon. It's pinged out by KIKAS, so they know this is happening.
Yeah,
or he might have been just warding actually. Yeah, I don't think he actually started, just warding.
I wouldn't be surprised to see a bit of a crazier play, because for the first time today, we're finally getting a fire dragon, which is worth taking some risks for.
Yeah, has it really been Cloud? Every Drake's been Cloud.
Not every. There was an Earth Drake.
Oh, you're right. Yeah,
Dalvo and friends got immediately before losing that last game.
Yep, rip Mountain Drake. Didn't get its full usefulness there.
Yeah, unlucky, but not unlucky as the Mighty Wolf is getting all played in this bot lane. Forces Summoners out as he is now backing forward, but teleports are coming in. But Zac, the champ, is here, gets a double knock of Soul Spread with the kill on the camera, and KIKAS is fighting forwards in this lane as Memenomics trying to put some damage down on the kite here. Failed Destiny gonna flash out. Soul Spread gonna fail the flash as Thrifty Senpai showed up all 5 members of KIKAS here in this bot lane, but not gonna get any more.
Oh.
Has anybody told Soul Spread you can buffer that combo now?
He might have not played Alistar since that was changed. I don't know.
It's in his match history, but I don't know if they play a different patch at the bottom of bronze or something. Would that surprise you? I mean...
No, well, it surprised me if they didn't have the buffer in the bronze patch, but... Dragon being started for KIKAS, though.
Yeah, this is a weird dragon. They're actually Thrifty's here. He's gonna be able to put down a lot of damage. Thrifty with a really huge ultimate. He takes the exhaust, so he doesn't quite get any kill there. But dragon secured by KIKAS.
Wow, they're really they pushed their limits there on what they could take and how greedy they could get. But that's huge. That's worth it, man. They're up a kill, and now with the Infernal Drake in their pocket, looking pretty good.
I'm gonna go both. Thrifty's in a lot of danger. He has to flash the red buff.
Yeah.
Because while everything was going on this bottom half of the map, Purple Pickle Pie got a lot of CS and a tower in the top lane. He is up 1,100 gold on Scotchnaut despite being down a kill.
Yeah, so they turn around the skirmish bot, but they had to allocate both mid and top lane to go down there and answer it up. And yeah, 2 towers answered back by POG for that rotation. Yeah, and so they're sitting pretty with that 3K gold lead so far. I just want to commend to Mighty Wolf in his positioning in that last skirmish. Like literally he was dead right, but actually Chain of Corruption comes through, easy headbutt pulverize.
Oh, Slow Spread takes his second kill of the game though.
Yeah, but yeah, Mighty Wolf though in that skirmish looked pretty dead to rights. Honestly, like he got stunned up and then he actually walked into a trap. Just tons of damage came through on him, but he played the edge of the fight perfectly and then waited for his team there and lands Chain of Corruption on camera, turning it around completely. So.
Yeah, Mighty Wolf in that last fight did it with no summoners blown. Look at that. Both summoners currently up. I think they might have been on cooldown in that last fight, but he's just...
Yeah, he's playing well.
He's a monster. He is a monster. He got mad. I insinuated Gabe O'Neill could be a better AD carry than him, and probably followed that up with some of his best stretch of games of the split while Gabe got benched. Mighty Wolf, if you're watching, I take it back. I take it all back.
We'll see if that's good enough after this game when he goes into Twitch chat and makes sad faces at Castro opinions. Oh man, so yeah, still that 3K gold lead as I said earlier for pot at grade, but it's 3 towers to none, which is pretty big. It's all the outer ring down for KIKAS here. Miminomics is coming in for the mid lane on the gank, and yeah, he actually gets the lead before his Zyra ult could even pop off there. Camera getting extremely low. But yeah, there's no mid tower there for Thrifty either, so I think he was pretty much dead anyway you spin it, so it's just trying to take someone out as he goes down.
Yeah, so the big question here is how is the shot calling for POG? Because if they screw up, they're going to easily start bleeding back these tier 1 towers.
Yeah, and I feel like they've been in this position before. Actually getting all these towers early might be bad for them.
Yeah, we've seen some just bad mid games out of this team. Good early games, good late games. It's really mid game has been the struggle.
Yeah, no, without a doubt. I think a lot of these players are early game focused. Like Purple, Camera, both really good in the laning phase, and even Miminomics. I think he's obviously a more early game jungler with all of that pressure he puts in on Graves.
Especially Meme and Camera, when they get a lead, they get excited, and when they get excited, they start making mistakes. So maybe the fact that Camera's 1 and 3 is a good thing for this team, as stupid as that sounds. Maybe that's going to force Camera to kind of play this game a little slower and quote-unquote more properly.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree with that sentiment. Yeah, that you're right. He once he gets that big KDA, he thinks he can start popping off, and the poor positioning starts creeping back for Camera.
But despite us saying all the ways Pot of Greed could mess this up or KIKAS could come back, Pot of Greed still does have a substantial lead for 17 minutes.
Yeah, and they have all the map pressure. Like KIKAS, they're really just relegated to farming out these lanes as far out from their tier 2s as they can safely. I think once all of these lanes come back, so Purple, yeah, he's coming back in the top lane now with the teleport up, and it looks like bot and jungle for Pot of Greed are going to meet up on this red side, so they're looking in to get some vision down so they can start pressuring mid and bot side.
Yeah, they have a big Graves, so, you know, we have that extra 80 carry. You just want to pick a quadrant of the jungle, start pushing those lanes in, and try to get a ton of damage on a tower fast before the enemy team can react.
Yeah, well, yeah. Oh, actually, Phoenix Blaze, I think he faked out the recall there. Sends Thrifty and Bora Bora down to bot lane to see if they could make anything happen on some exposed members of POG. But no, Phoenix Blaze, he's back in the mid lane, so he's going to push that one in.
And nice ult comes out of the Mighty Wolf as he's putting a lot of damage on the Camera, who has the flash. Now Bora Bora coming in, knocking up failed. Pesty, who's trying to hold on to his flash. I don't think he's going to make another one. He flashes pretty late, but he goes down Slow Spread with another kill. And now, meanwhile, in this top lane, Purple Pickle Pie playing this forward and not going for the tower dive.
Yeah, it honestly doesn't seem like he's doing that much damage. He started tickling Scotch at this point with the Tabby and the Sunfire. Oh, okay. Bounty Moms are going to get real dangerous here. Flash. Q from Miminomics, not going to be able to secure the kill onto Soul Spread, but Thrifty step by. Oh! Oh my god, Mighty Wolf. American Sniper here.
It's a good snipe, but Scotch gives up a tier 2 tower top for it. I don't know if that was worth.
Oh, yep, you're right. He did teleport down there for that fight. Yeah, it's some cool outplays there in that skirmish, but yeah, map-wise, objective-wise, this game at the end of the day, you got to kill the enemy nexus, and taking down tier 2 gonna make that a little bit easier.
It's so weird. It's 0-4, but it's only a 2k gold lead. As maybe gets cut down to 1 if Veil Destiny can hold this tower.
Oh, it looks like he will. Yeah, the minions are on his side. Yeah, he's keeping this.
Also, I think I might be a little ahead of you.
Nope, I'm all
Alright,
set
never
up.
mind. It sounded like it in that last team fight, but I could have been wrong. I like literally just keep my right thumb on the plus button and I press like every 20
I know.
seconds.
I keep spamming it. Thanks,
I don't want to miss it.
Yeah.
But we got Dragon coming. It's gonna be an Earth Dragon, so real meaningful. Dragon's one is 57 by gets on huge double snare. Holy shit! Almost takes the opposing carries off the map. This slow spread is on a goddamn rampage. But Purple Pickle by Destiny coming in on a big flank here. Demonomics with the long range KIKAS gonna shut down the Alice Star. And this fight not on camera, tossing in the ace in the hole. Gonna put damage on the Scotch, but not secure anything. Destiny down for this. A 1-for-2 in favor of KIKAS, but that should stop the Dragon from either team.
Yeah, wow. Sad day for Pot of Greed there. They had so many kills they could confirm there and get some more gold into their Pot of Greed, but it really close team fight there. At the end of the day, it's going to be a 1-for-2 in favor of KIKAS. But no, yeah, no, I think this is still a Dragon for them, yeah.
Here. Yeah, that's a Mighty Wolf.
Oh, he's looking for the snipe.
Oh,
Yeah, no.
secured.
Yeah,
Meme.
solid smite work there from Memenomics, and I mean, yeah, I guess it was sad they didn't pick up those kills, but this is, I think, the bigger win at the end of the day. 1-for-2, but get the Mountain Drake at the end.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Especially with a comp like theirs that's going to have presumably a lot of opportunities to put damage onto turrets, whether it's purple split pushing or Cammer Phoenix meme on a turret somewhere.
Yeah. Phoenix plays 1-4-1, even Camera 1-4-2. Yeah, your two big tower pushers not looking the greatest, but honestly, Zig Satchel still gonna be doing some work at this point in the game. He just needs to get in range and get to the tower.
And man, fortunately for them, Dodge has a long way to go, actually.
He has a very long way to go. Oh man, Veil Destiny, he's on this flank there, but Thrifty actually spots this out. Yeah, and he's gonna force Veil Destiny out, so allowing the escape faster Scotch out, but he's maybe not letting himself live here. Okay, he will.
There's a lot of respect there to Thrifty over that wall as he gets the everything on the Memenomics with the flash out of the Zyro. Now Thrifty is the one in a compromised position. Thrifty goes down to the Zigs.
Okay, honestly, I think all of the hate for Memenomics right there just greeted Thrifty into his death.
It absolutely did. Because now Thrifty's trying to play like it wasn't a mistake, but a nice flash out of the ult as Phoenix is trying to duel to Mighty Wolf.
What the fuck?
Gonna succeed.
The Mighty Wolf is honestly a mechanical monster. The guy is he flashed all of he flashed the Ziggs ult, which is the crucial damage there to flash. But the autoing, just staying alive against Phoenix Blaze almost takes him out. A lot of people, they don't know what to do when they know they're gonna die. He knows what to do when he's gonna die.
Blow your flash because you're panicking?
Yeah.
But sets up a nice season. The carries down as
Pot of Greed, yeah.
Mid. 5-0 on turrets for Pot of Greed. They are playing the siege comp so well.
Yeah, no, that's yeah. They either like going even or slightly not in favor in these small skirmishes. But at the end of the day, they have the waves pushing. They have that. Look, I mean, tier 1 and tier 2 are gone in the top lane. But as long as they get Ziggs and Caitlyn in position on a tower where there's not every member from KIKAS there, they're going to get the tower. And that's so huge. 5-0. This is such a good lead for Pot of Greed.
And the craziest thing is if you wrote a book on Pot of Greed, this chapter would not have made the final cut. Cammer, 1-4. Purple, 0-1. Yet they are decisively ahead in this game.
Yeah.
As Scotch, question mark ping, has to flash out.
Yeah. A little too hypey there on the dive. Thought they had all 5 members there that they could really make something happen on that tower, but
Vlad coming in on the flank, onto the Zac. Exhaust goes on to Purple very early in this fight. But big Zyro, should this against his Bora jumps back in, goes for the knockup. I think it's just going to end up being a disengage.
Yeah.
which Pot agreed content with as that gigantic wave is crashing the top lane.
They just used 4 of their 5 ultimates for that disengage. Let's see what Pot agreed can do off of that. Wow, yeah. I mean, everything's being turned around on KIKAS. Even every play that they're trying to make now, it seems like the leads that Pot agreed had, they're turning around. Oh no. Camera goes down to the Caitlyn ult, and damage is going to come through on this tier 2, but they're a little low here for Pot agreed. I don't know if they're going to be able to finish this one off.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Yeah, no.
Oh, that's a Ziggs. Turret down,
yep,
baby.
Turret down, yep. 6-0 in turrets here. 7k gold lead here. I mean, for Pot agreed, but yet they're still down in kills. You're right. This is a pretty pivotal game for Pot agreed in the course of their season. Not only is it a high pressure game that has a lot of playoff implications on the line, but it's really showing that, hey, we're not just a team that needs that early lead in the early, like, huge amount of kills for us to snowball into a win. It's like we can play the objective game too, and they're playing it cleanly.
Yeah, 0-6 on turrets, just not what we expect to see on Pot agreed. I mean, like you said, they're down on kills. Yeah. It is hard to be down on kills, but up 7,000 gold in 25 minutes.
Yes. Yeah, and now it looks like they're playing for this Baron. Now, honestly, that could spell some disaster for Pot agreed, because all of the champions on KIKAS really love when you're in an enclosed circle, like a lot. it's pretty much Zyra, Varus, Zac, Wet Dream.
Oh, dude,
Baron scenario.
I feel so awful for Pot agreed if they Baron throw this game, because that 6-0 on turrets would fall real fast with a Baron buff.
Yes, yeah, yes it would, and I think they might have even called themselves off there. They set up the vision on the Baron side, pushed a little bit into their blue side for KIKAS, but not too far, and now they just rotate out and go to their lane assignments, pushing them out. Maybe resetting for this dragon that's going to come up in 20 seconds. Going to be a mountain drake, so it could be a potential second one in a row for them.
Yeah, that would be a really, really rough comp to go down 2 mountain drakes against. There's just... They're going to melt towers if they get to them. Because, ooh, Cameron does a nice job stealing the red buff away right under Mighty Wolf's nose. He thinks about dueling him there, too.
I live for Mighty Wolf Cameron 1v1 duels.
So
Please.
the weird thing about that is Cameron popped the ace in the hole, and that would have been really good like a patch ago. But now that Blade of the Rune King is back in the meta, Mighty Wolf literally just walks into a creep wave and lifesteals all that damage back.
Yeah. Very true, and wow, yeah, look at this dragon. It's down so incredibly fast using that other mountain drake they had to amplify that damage.
They traded for the top tier one, but that is plenty worth. 2 mountain drakes is very dangerous because now the Baron sneak is such a tight window for KIKAS to react to.
Yeah, it's a possibility. And Mount Drake also amplifies damage against towers. So, like, this team comp really needed more damage against towers.
Yeah, this is about as good of a comp as you're going to get for taking out towers. That's like an actual comp.
Oh, Scotch maybe overstaying his welcome here in this top lane. He's going to get flanked, but yeah, never mind. They're gonna let him walk. But as we said in the draft, the longer this game goes on, the more opportunity KIKAS's composition really has time to shine. They're still scaling, still getting big. I mean, Thrifty's still no slouch. His KDA might say otherwise, but his damage is still very insane. Oh, and I lost my co-caster, AJS Zero, but that is no worries here. I will solo cast the game. 7k gold lead here for Pot Agreed as we approach the 30-minute mark. Looking like they're setting up some kind of 1-3-1 split pushing here with Meme actually in the side lane. Top lane, Cammer laying down the damage with the red buff on Sylph Spread Alistar. So it's going to be top lane versus top lane in this bottom lane, but who's going to answer Memenomics in the top lane from KIKAS? Looks like it's going to be Thrifty Senpai. No Baron needed for this 1-3-1, potentially. With Ziggs and Kaylin staying together with this Taric, trying to get in range of the tower so they can deal their damage. Oh, but the flash Chain of Corruption from the Mighty Wolf. It's going to lock up Cameron, but there's not going to be any follow-up, so he'll flash out and stay alive for now. Zyra ult comes through, but not going to land on anyone as well. Bora Bora with the slingshot in, and now the fight's over. They have to run away. The front line running away from Pot of Greed. Flash from the Q from Failed Destiny, and the fight once again disengaged, so the 3 people stay alive for Pot of Greed. Welcome back.
Thank you. Any of you have ever heard of Charter Internet Services? Please blame them.
I did hear that that one weekend that was quite a shit fest for Charter.
It's been bad recently. I'm trying to reconnect.
All right. Well, not too much has happened. Pot of Greed, they set up a 1-3-1 with actually Memenomics in the top lane, and then the 3 being Caitlyn, Ziggs, and Taric. Attempted engage from the Mighty Wolf doesn't net them anything onto the 3 in mid lane. So once again, back to sort of stalemate here. Lane's pushing out for Pot of Greed. Still with a 6k gold lead. So this gold lead I think is slightly dwindling. KIKAS gaining some leads back just through pure creep killing. But we have Purple Pickle Pie almost on the flame horizon.
Ooh.
Yeah, we're about 20 CS away from that happening. Purple maybe finding Scotchanaut out here. No, never mind. I don't think Kled actually has the damage, or I guess maybe not the tools to lock down a Poppy, which can be extremely tough. So there might not even be any use in trying to fight him off. Yeah, honestly, these traits don't go too horribly for Scotchanaut. Oh, never mind. That one went a little bit worse than expected. But honestly, he could probably see us safely under his tower here, but all of that pressure still going to be asserted by Purple Pickle Pie. And looks like everyone in the game contesting the red buff on KIKAS' side. Still spread. He's going to get locked up. Uses his ult, but it's not going to be enough. He's going to get taken out even before the fight begins here. Scotchanaut going to use his ultimate to knock Purple Pickle Pie out from the fight. Failed Destiny using Taric ult to stay alive here. But Camera on the side gets caught by Thrifty Senpai, so he's going to get taken out. A 1-for-1 trade right now. And that will be the fight. Gamma going down, that's pretty big though. Thrifty Senpai with the good sneak kill over the wall there. And now KIKAS with the priority in mid lane. Gonna see if they can get some tower damage down. Maybe even get another tower for themselves. Would be the second one of the game. Root lands onto Failed Destiny. Maybe taking a very bad path back to his mid tower. And it is. It's gonna result in his death. And yeah, that's going to be a mid tower down for Pot of Greed being answered back here. So the gold lead dwindling a little bit more here. Maybe just a little over, or a little under 6k, closer to 5k. Gold lead for Pot of Greed. Baron's still up, but maybe playing smart, not taking the chance. Are you still reconnecting?
Yeah, it's not letting me log back into the League client. So you might be flying solo.
Charter Communications and Riot Games teamed up tonight. Oh, Phoenix Blaze going for the 1-37. Oh, and it's Owen. Oh, it's just a mirror image of what happened in the early game. They trade themselves out, but the shutdown goal going over to Thrifty Senpai.
Yeah, it's so
Oh,
good.
Scotchanaut, his ult is dodged somehow by Purple Pickle Pie, and Kled's kit goes untargetable for just a moment there. And Mighty Wolf, he's gonna try to kite this out. Taric stun comes through, and he's gonna flash that one out. Cameron's still alive, still in the middle of his team. laying down the damage, gonna pick up the kill on Bora Bora. Oh, and also Mighty Wolf, he flashed out, but he died. Oh no, he didn't flash out, he just healed. Wasn't up, so it's actually a 1 for 3 in favor of Pot of Greed, and now they move over to the Baron. This surely looks confirmed here. Scotchnaut and Silspread's the only ones up to contest this on Poppy and Alistar respectively. But Thrifty Senpai, he just got up, and he is running back to the Baron, but it's not going to be enough. These two Mountain Drakes doing their job, and Baron secured for Pot of Greed. Immune to CC 30. Yeah, it's okay. Thank you, Wilbur. So I guess, yeah, when Kled pops his ult, that makes sense, you know. I'm pretty sure I knew that, but I've just never seen it used so masterfully there to dodge the Keeper's Verdict, if I got that one right. Yep, Keeper's Verdict. So, good play out of Purple Pickle Pie, realizing he had the opportunity there for the engage. And once again, his KDA 0, 1, and 5 on this Kled. It really doesn't seem impressive at all, but he's doing such a good job all throughout the game with lane manipulation and especially taking down 2 towers all by himself. I mean Scotch, he's also teleporting away from the lane, makes it a little bit easier, but Purple, he knows what would benefit the team the most. He's not been especially bloodthirsty this game, playing the more objective focused one, and it has benefited his team greatly. Looking at an 8k gold lead for Pot of Greed, just a little over 35 minutes here in the game.
User disconnected from your channel.
All right, and goodbye, Swift. Once again, Shard Communications, thank you. Thrifty Senpai, you're gonna take the Caitlyn ult to the face, and it's gonna send him back home for a refill on the health. Memenomics with the Baron buff, all by his lonesome in the top lane. He's just dealing out the damage to these minions. They stood no chance against Grave and his Cigar, but not really doing too much to Scotchnaut. He's a tanky guy. Scotch actually having a solid game KDA-wise here, 203. Very tanky so far. Sunfire Spirit, Iceborne, Tabby, and looked like he's working on that rare Anduin's Omen. Cameron's on a killing spree. He takes out Thrifty really quickly here. And the lockdown coming on the field. Destiny and Mighty Wolf's trying to kite this one out, trying to stay alive here. But Cameron's so huge. So many shields. Tark ult's now through. They can tower dive if they want, but they're not going to. They're just going to take the inhibitor tower. Has the win there. Purple pushing in Bora Bora on the bot side. Pressure being exerted everywhere by this Pot of Greed lineup on KIKAS's base. Oh, actually, inhibitor tower still up. Flash, flash. Mighty Wolf stays alive. He's kites it out, but not going to be able to be enough. He goes down in the mid lane against Phil Destiny and Cameron. This looks like a pretty methodical closeout here for Pot of Greed. They have Baron buff being pushed into all 3 lanes. Bora Bora, he tried to 1v1 Purple Pickle Pie and did not come out ahead on that one. And here we go, we're on to the Nexus turrets here. Thrifty Senpai, he flashes in. He's looking for the snares, looking to try to come back and save his team from defeat, but it's not going to be enough. Cameron, he actually goes down to a plant. He just stood still, he uses the heal, but it doesn't matter. GG going over to Pot of Greed, and they finally take the lead in kills 37 minutes later. So, the standings, once again, we kind of go back to where we were 2 weeks ago, with TSA definitively at the top here. POG with that win, they advanced to 5-3, matching KIKAS though, for that second place spot, and actually Coffee House moving down to 4-4. Let me get up the client so you folks can see all of these beautiful champions in their KDAs here. You know, this is the point of the cast where I'd ask Swift who we do want to bring in, but I'll just make an executive decision here. Oh man, this people are gonna call bias on this shit, but I gotta bring Memenomics in here, man. He had a really solid game on Graves, played the early game pretty well. Purple. Wait, what? Who? Camera sucks. Wait, isn't he a part of the Dick Squad? That's some bias right there. Yeah. Okay, let me show damage. Let me look at damage before I make that decision. Or maybe I'll just bring in multiple people here. All right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. 30. Okay.
Hey,
30.
wake up.
30. 35,000 damage. Wow. Wow. Bring it to Mighty Wolf and ask him what went wrong. With meme as well. Actually, I mean, I can't decide, but let's. I think it'd be interesting to hear both Camera and Memenomics. So let's just bring both of them in there. It's a pretty big game for Pot of Greed. So if they want to make their way up to the swamp, maybe they don't know the password, but I will message them.
User joined your channel.
Yo, yo.
Well,
User joined your channel.
all right. Well,
Like
well,
I need a password.
well, welcome Cameron and Memenomics to the Cassius booth. Congrats on the win.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks, Doug.
So I mean, this was a pretty big win for you guys. I think not only for the standings and how they're going to play out going into the playoffs, but I think you guys showed a different side of your team, and you showed that you didn't have to win through sort of the brute force method you guys have done in the past with very outstanding early games from your lanes, but you guys just were so objective focused. Is that something you guys been working on in practice?
So I know that I went over with Failed Destiny a lot. 'Cause I noticed a lot of our issues in games where we get a lead in lane and then we'd slowly kind of just throw it away bit by bit. And I started like trying to narrate my games more in solo queue. I just like stopped throwing games necessarily because like you can get huge leads, but it's like if you don't do anything with them and your force fights don't mean anything, you don't get anything off it. They're not even there then at the end of the day. So I think we were definitely more objective focused and constantly in our head we're understanding where are we fighting, why are we fighting, and what can we do next from this.
Damn.
Exactly, Sam.
Yeah, no, that's it's evident. It was really night and day this week. As far as the composition goes, you guys really just locked in extremely fast. Caitlyn and Siggs as your first two picks overall. Was that sort of planned? Not only against this, was it planned against this team today?
100%.
Yeah, it was definitely 100% planned. We were planning out our strats, and we assumed that because the Mighty Wolf I know likes to play Caitlyn a lot, so I was like, and Cameron's good at Caitlyn. They're gonna ban Ezreal, so then let's just take Caitlyn away instead of banning it away, because that's just easier for us. And nobody respects like Phoenix on Ziggs, because like I mean, granted he might not be able to always kill you 1v1 in lane, but like he's able to.
He
have
got
a
a
nice time.
kill. Come
He
on,
got a
dude.
kill, but then died right after. But yeah.
That still counts.
Yeah. That happened twice. Both Thrifty and Phoenix Blaze trading their lives there. But yeah, like you guys said, they're extremely powerful picks in your guys' hands, and it's also denial from Mighty Wolf. So I think the draft played out really in your guys' favor. I was just a little bit worried in the super late game scenario if this game was a little bit more even through that early game that their lineup might be a little tankier, might be able to team fight well. But you guys once again didn't really get baited into huge team fights, and you guys did a really fantastic job of disengaging any of their engages, and you guys didn't go for the Baron. Guys, Cameron, tell me right now, what does it take to not go for Baron in that situation? The amount of self-control.
Yeah,
Not
no.
go for it?
Wait, which part? I
Yeah,
don't
we
remember.
went for Bear. What do you mean?
Yeah.
We had
Oh no, sorry. So earlier on, like honestly, a lot of teams would have just gone for Baron really early on.
After we won that fight, kind of.
Yeah, you guys called it off. It was very
Yeah,
evident.
yeah. We were just like, we can't do it. Let's go do other things.
Yeah, it's like you have a brain or something.
That's
you just, like,
pretty
use
much
it in
it.
situations like that. So we decided to use our brains and not go in Baron throw. I don't know. It's like basic things. Like it's like you don't run across the street when the light's green for the the cross traffic. You don't do those things. Like that's just a bad idea. So like I'm just like, hey, yeah, I don't have any health. We don't have a tank necessarily. So let's not do this. Let's just wait. So I mean that was it.
Yeah. So if anything, Pot agreed. Learning, using their brains nowadays. I guess let's go a little bit bigger picture here because if we do talk about playoff standings, this is a big win. Obviously, you guys are now tied for second with KIKAS under TSA. Next week, you're going up against One Trick Bronies, and then the week after, you're going up against Coffee House. So, still, obviously, very big games. One Trick Bronies showing that they want to be playoff contenders, but Coffee House kind of on the downslide here. Where do you guys realistically find yourselves at the end of the regular season?
Where the double lift meme comes in handy, where you say, like, everybody else is trash. But I'm not gonna say that. So I think that I think we can finish at least second or third for sure. And I think personally, on my eyes, I don't think Coffee House has a team outside of Dub Drum and Mad Cow. So if they don't win, you're starting to see it now. Like if they don't win super hard, which I mean today they did, but they throw a lot. They have bad shot calling. They don't really have a good shot caller on that team. So I think you're starting to see the importance of shot callers because, like in our game, I was trying to make sure everybody was split pushing a lot. So I think if you want to get like a 4 pick for who's in the playoffs, it's TSA, Kick-Ass, ourselves, and then I think One Trick Bronies can make it because I think they can somehow either tilt or cheese Coffee House and get in, but they're probably going to lose against us. It's unfortunate.
Okay. Yeah. So okay. Actually. Cameron, don't answer that question. I have a more important question. You and Mighty Wolf. Obviously, this is a very high ticket matchup or big ticket matchup. How do you think he played this game? And like, do you think he like really is an equal matchup against you in the bottom lane?
Oh yeah,
shit.
definitely. There's some parts where he's like better than me, but it kind of offsets each way. Like his team fights weren't great, and his initiations, his attempts, but laning phase was very even. Very.
Okay. Yeah.
Pretty much.
I think that assessment's pretty fair. But yeah, I'm very excited to see that matchup. Hopefully, once again in the playoffs here, for both of these teams. Because I think it's both of you guys should probably meet again in the future. But really, anything can happen here in the SBL. Any final thank yous to your fans or shout outs or any last words here?
I personally want to thank Purple for split pushing effectively, not getting caught. That's pretty awesome. I want to thank my bot lane for not pushing their lead to the maximum and dying a bunch. That's pretty cool. I like that shit. I gotta give it out to Phoenix because he's always the wave clear. He's literally the janitor of waves. He comes up like, oh yeah, I guess I'll go over there or that. I'll throw alts on this or I'll wave clear for our team. So I gotta give that shout out to them. And then I gotta give out a shout out to TSM Bora Bora, my boy. I've been trying to teach the jungle, and it was almost like Obi-Wan and Anakin when it's your best friend, you have to fight them to the death, and then it felt pretty bad having to beat their team.
Cameron, any last thoughts?
I'm glad AJ is sucking my dick now again. he was doubting me for a while, but I'm glad he's back. He's on the right path.
Yeah, I can say I think we're all in the dick squad here at the SBL, and that will be the final closing comment, everybody. Stay tuned, and I guess tune in next week for week 9. Bye bye.